Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and happy 4th of July to all of you. I know I'm not too patriotic right now. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything except for a blue shirt, because I wore a red shirt last year, and I wore a blue shirt this year, so maybe next year I'll wear a white shirt, so, yeah, but, I told you I was going to review a patriotic movie for you guys, and I was planning on doing all patriotic movies, but you know what? I only wanted to review one because the one I had to review to you is quite long. It went by pretty fast, but it is long. However, it is a classic, and you definitely all should watch it. It definitely is a great movie to watch on the 4th of July. I hope all of you are enjoying your 4th of July, by the way. But the movie I'm going to be reviewing to you is the 1998 war classic, Saving Private Ryan. Now, Saving Private Ryan, I have heard amazing things about this movie. I've always really been looking forward to this movie. I've heard numerous people recommend this movie to me, and I was planning on not reviewing this movie to you guys, like, till the end, but you know what, I figured I was going to review the movie Patton for you guys. However, I feel like this movie would be a better representation of what the 4th of July is really all about. And, you know, even though this movie, it doesn't really have to do with the 4th of July, it really does represent America very well. So, that's why I decided to review it. Plus, it's a really good movie, so I wanted to review it to you guys. And in case you guys don't know the plot of Saving Private Ryan, which I'm sure you guys do, because it's in the freaking title, so I'm sure you guys know. But you know, in case you guys don't know the movie, here's what it's basically about. The premise of Saving Private Ryan is basically that you have a bunch of soldiers who are fighting, you know, in the very beginning of the movie, you see them all fighting in Omaha Beach, and unfortunately, a bunch of them end up dying, and unfortunately, 4 of them are actually, Private Ryan's, brothers. In the meantime, Private Ryan is taken away, and basically Tom Hanks' character, Miller, who is the captain, basically instructs this mission to try to go save him and basically try to figure out where he was taken and go save him because he does not know his brothers died and they have to go try to save him. That's basically the gist of Saving Private Ryan. Now, it's a lot more than that, but that's pretty much what Saving Private Ryan's about. But let's just get to this movie. First of all, we have to talk about the acting in this movie. The acting in this movie is phenomenal. Like, the acting really makes this movie great. I really love the acting in this movie. Let's just get to it. First of all, the main one we have here is Tom Hanks. Wow. Tom Hanks, how does he manage to be amazing in every single one of his movies? Like, there's never been a movie I've really seen of Tom Hanks that he's been bad in. Almost every single movie he's in, he's just amazing. I will say, I do think his Forrest Gump performance is better. That is still my favorite performance from him. However, because, you know, in Forrest Gump, he's, like, unrecognizable. But in this movie, he really is amazing. Like, the big thing about his character is throughout the whole movie, he reacts to the war in a very deep way. Like, after fighting, we see him react in a very significant way. Like, he's always really upset, and we don't really know why. Turns out, I'll talk about the reason why when we get to that in the spoilers, which I'm sure you guys know if you've seen the movie. However, I definitely thought he did a very good job in the movie. Just the way he was, like, a commanding officer to everyone was very good. Like, the way he was the captain to everyone was very good as well. The way he was so really just wanted to find his friend, because Ryan is his friend. So I thought he just did a very good job with that, and he was really amazing. Matt Damon in this movie is probably the second best in this movie. He really is fantastic. We actually don't meet Matt Damon until, like, the second half of the movie, but once we meet up with him, he is amazing in the movie. There's this one part where basically he finds out his brothers have died, and he's trying to hide it, so he tells this story to Tom Hanks, and he's, like, laughing about the whole thing, and, you know, it's very, like, a bittersweet scene because it's, like, one of the only funny scenes in the movie. It really shows their friendship very well, but it also shows, like, it's very realistic because it shows that he really wants to hide the fact that he's upset that his brothers died. He's really hiding that, and I think he definitely did a fantastic job in the movie. Like, he was definitely very, very good. And the other two people I think we have to talk about are Edward Burns, who was very good in the movie. There's this one scene where him and Tom Sizemore character, they're fighting constantly. They did a very, very good job. You know, they're two of the other people that are trying to find Ryan, and they did a very good job in that one scene. Wow, they were really good as well. I like that some of them really didn't want to find him because they were afraid there was going to be something bad was going to happen to them. However, Miller convinced him that this is what we have to do. We have to save him. That's the right thing to do. And, if you really want to be a good, a person, if you really want to fight in this war, you have to make sacrifice. And that's really what this movie's about. It's about sacrifices. The other thing we have to talk about this movie is extremely graphic. I'm going to say that right now. This is by far the most graphic war movie I've ever seen, and maybe the most graphic movie I've ever seen. I don't know if American History X was more or less graphic. I mean, both movies I reviewed to you, I both said they were extremely graphic, but this movie it's really one of a kind. It's really one of those movies where, what I really love about the movie is, it's a very long movie, but half of that movie, the first 25 minutes of this movie are extremely graphic, and the last 25 minutes of this movie are very graphic as well. But that's because that's how long the war went on, and that's what I love about the movie. How long the fighting went on. I mean, not the war, but that's how long the fighting went on. Because, the first one is at Omaha Beach. A lot of shit's going down there. It's really, really crazy in that one scene. That was a really big scene there. Very, very crazy stuff going on there. Of course, then the other scene, we know what happens in the final scene, which I'll talk about, of course, but, that's one of the things I love about this movie, is how realistically they portrayed the war. It really showed how bad it really was for them. Like, we see how graphic the war was. This movie makes war look like a horrible thing. It really shows that war is a horrible thing. There are movies that show, people fighting in a war, but this movie portrays war as just a horrendous thing, because, it really shows the horror of war, the horror of what they had to go through. That really is what this movie shows, and they did a very good job with showing that. That's one of the things I loved about this movie, is the way they showed it. It really was definitely very, very well done. This movie is also directed by Steven Spielberg, who is by far one of my favorite directors. Definitely is up there with my favorite directors. My favorite director still being Quentin Tarantino, but he's still probably one of my favorite directors. He did a fantastic job with this movie. Like every movie Steven Spielberg does, he handles it with complete perfection. He is really good. I don't know if this is my favorite Steven Spielberg movie. It's definitely up there. I don't know if it's my all-time favorite, but it definitely is up there. I haven't seen enough of his movies, though, to really say what my favorite is. Right now, my favorite is probably either E.T. or Catch Me If You Can. I've seen, 4 of his movies, so, yeah. But, of course, now we have to get to the spoilers. If you guys have not seen Saving Private Ryan, don't watch this review, because I'm going to give you some major spoilers to this movie. So as we know, in this movie, as I said, Tom Hanks' character Miller, he has a very, strong reaction to war, and of course, we find out that is because he is a school teacher, and when they revealed that, I was very surprised that we found out he was a school teacher. The way they revealed that was definitely very, very well done. I thought that was a very good, way to reveal it. The way they reveal it, I definitely thought was a great reveal, and really, you guys definitely have to check it out. It's a great reveal, and I really love that about the movie. It's a very good reveal. But of course, the ending of the movie, he ends up getting killed, and Private Ryan's with him, and then in the future, he asks it, not the future, but in the present, he asks, present as in being 1998, he asks his wife, did I really deserve it? And she says, yes, you did deserve it, and it's just a very powerful scene, because it shows that he really cared about, Miller. He really did love him like a brother. They really had a very strong bond, and that's what I really loved about their bond, was the bond between the two of them, and that was one of the great things about, the movie. And the last half of the movie is very, very hard to watch. I forgot to say, as I said, this movie is very violent, very hard to watch, and that's one of the things that is very big about this movie. Also, this movie does not have many women in it either, so if you guys are looking for a movie with a lot of women, do not watch this movie. There's barely any women in it, so yeah, this is not a movie for, to watch for, women, because there's barely any in this movie, except for one, at the very end, the very beginning. That's really it. The The editing to this movie. The editing's also very good. I forgot to say that. The editing's also really good to this movie. I enjoy the editing a lot. I think the editing was definitely very well done. I really enjoyed the editing to this movie. And one of the reasons I love the editing so much was as I said, the way this was realistically portrayed was definitely very, very well done. Like, the way it was realistically portrayed. The editing was definitely very, very good. Especially in the combat scenes, which are very fast-paced. Like, even though they go on for like 25 minutes, they're extremely fast-paced. They really are. So, that's one of the definitely the pluses of this movie is the combat scenes. The editing definitely is very good. And, I think this movie also got a lot of awards. I forgot to say that. A lot of awards to this movie. Let me just think of some of the awards that it got. Let me just look, because I believe it did get quite a few awards, actually. And actually, what's funny is that this came out the same exact year as American History X and Life is Beautiful. I reviewed 3 movies for you in 1998 that were all nominated for awards. I just find that kind of funny. But basically, this movie got a handful of awards. Best Cinematography, which it won. Steven Spielberg won Best Director, Best Sound Editing, Best Film Editing. It won a whole bunch of things. Tom Hanks was nominated for Best Actor. Unfortunately, he did not win, though. Best Art Direction, Best Makeup, Original Dramatic Score. It won almost everything it was nominated for, which really shows how great of a movie it is. And it really is one of the best movies of all time. Definitely, it is one of the best movies of all time. It is an amazing movie, and you guys should definitely check it out because it's really, really great. And it really is amazing. And, I highly recommend you guys definitely check out Saving PRviate Ryan. It's a really great movie. Hard to watch, and I'm sure that a lot of you, it's very hard to handle. Yes, but if you guys can handle it, it's a really great movie, and you guys should definitely check it out because, honestly, it's really awesome. So, yeah, definitely check it out. Alright, so that's it for my review of Saving PRviate Ryan. Just so you guys know, the next few reviews I'm going to be doing for you guys are not patriotic movie reviews. I wanted to do one, and the reason I only reviewed one is because that movie is quite long. So that movie is quite long. So, I hope you guys enjoy this review. I'll see you guys in my next review, which will be for another classic movie review. So, by the way, I'm reviewing Orange is the New Black tomorrow because it's 4th of July, so I'm reviewing it tomorrow. So, I'll see you guys for that. For my next review, which will be a classic movie review. So, I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.